Hey there, beautiful people. It's Dina, bringing another daily dose. A lot of the messages that I bring to you on this channel may sound like they're the same. It may, seem like it's just a different way of saying the same message. But there's a reason for that. So God has put on my heart a passion for those that are walking through difficult seasons, those that are dealing with high stress, those that are dealing with despair, discouragement, even depression, and even being suicidal. And they feel like they can't get out of that situation. Because that was where I was at for most of my life. Even though I wore a mask, nobody would really know that I was going through that. I thought I was good at hiding that, but I really wasn't, because it did come out in all areas of my life. Even though at the time I thought I was, being sneaky by hiding what I was really going through. But the reason why I'm saying all that, to say is I do talk a lot about special needs parenting or parenting in an extreme situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be a special needs child. It could be behavior issues. It could be, helping your child walk through a mental illness or an addiction, or you're dealing with the trauma from foster care or adoption even. Okay, we talk a lot about that on our Junk Drawer Mamas podcast, my co-host Christina and I. And I'll share that in the links below. In the video description. But really what I wanted to bring to you is that what I've been thinking about on this whole topic, and the reason why I keep talking about that is because I think sometimes we need to hear something more times. Statistics show that you need to at least see something or hear something 7 times before you actually pay attention to that or actually notice that. Okay? So you're going to hear a lot of the things that sound the same, because this message is so important to me, that there's somebody out there that might be able to get this, that might be able to get into their spirit, that they're not alone, and that they might be walking through a difficult season, but there is an end to that season. So that's really what I wanted to focus on in this particular video today, is that there are ends to our season. Yesterday, I posted a video that says, is there an expiration date to your hard season? Yes, there is. So today is I want to elaborate a little bit on that. So when we look back over our life and we see all the difficult situations that we're in, you realize that you're not in the same difficult situation. There is an end to most things that we go through, okay? Especially very extreme situations. It might be a death that you've walked through. I've lost my parent, my father, so that was a very hard season to walk through. He's been gone for 2 years now, and that season is different now. It's not that I don't miss him still, but I'm not in that deep, almost numb pain when it happened, okay? But that doesn't mean I'm not going through a difficult season now of something different, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that you'll find yourself going through hard seasons, but there's always an end to it. There does come a time when you look back and you're like, I'm not actually in the deepest parts of the pain of this. I am navigating out of this. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we need to give credit that God does walk you through something. He does get you to the end of that, and he will always use it for your good. Okay. Now, when I'm saying like, well, he used it for your good, I don't necessarily think he's saying, I'm going to use this death for your good. You will be able to come out of the grieving process of that and be a stronger person. Be able to help somebody else that is going through a grieving process. If you've never lost somebody, it's very difficult to be able to know what to say or how to comfort somebody that has lost somebody. Okay, I didn't know that until I walked through that. As a parent of a special needs child, I didn't know how to help somebody walk through that very difficult season until I walked through that. Okay, and I don't think that God is trying to put any kind of negative things on it. That's just the world that we live in. We live in a world that is filled with sin. That is not what his original design for this world or for us is, but he does work it all out for our good. So when we're focusing so much on the negative parts of our situation, we're never going to be able to see the end of that journey. So if we're always focusing on the negative, then we can't change, we can't transform, we can't get ourselves out of that. And it's not even that we are to get ourselves out of that. It's really that we're supposed to surrender and allow God to work out the negative. We just need to focus on what we can that will keep us moving forward, and God works out the negative. But the other thing is to look back and say, and give him the credit for what he has gotten you through. There's so many times that, we forget to acknowledge that, we got through something that was very difficult. And it was God that got us through it. Whether you acknowledge him as your Lord and Savior or not, God still got you through something. It wasn't necessarily you that got yourself through it. Now, a lot of people say that time heals all wounds. I believe that God heals all wounds. It might take time to heal those wounds, but whether you, again, acknowledge who the one is behind all of that or not, it's God that heals all wounds. It's God the one that transforms us through that, okay? And as we're walking through something, we have to transition and change. We can't stay the same way and continue to keep walking through a situation and be better in that situation. So that's really what, the point I'm trying to get in this message is that if we look back over where we've been to where we're at now, we will see that there was somebody walking side by side with us. Even if you felt alone in that situation, there is somebody walking through your difficult season, whatever that might be. And I've been through a lot of things. I've been through health issues. I've been through financial issues. I've been through walking through grief of losing a loved one. I've been through a divorce. I've been through health issues. I've been through a fire. I've been through losing a ministry that was everything to us, that we poured our entire life savings and raised our family in, and it was taken from us. I've gone through things that most people would not even be able to understand, and not that I'm even asking anyone to understand it, but I am here to say that I've gotten through it. I did get through it. I am changed through that. I might not have recognized that when I was going through it, but when I look at where I'm at now, God did get me through that. And there's many times I did not acknowledge that. I did not acknowledge or even thank him that I'm now on the other side of that, because I'm in something different. That's the thing. We end up getting into a different hard season. We forget that we got through something else, and as if he's not going to get you through this one. If God got you through any situation, he will continue to get you through more. He's not just going to once and done and that's it. He will continue to work things out. We're always working on our salvation. We're always, while we are here on this earth, on this side of eternity, we're always working things out. And if he's ever gotten you through anything, a broken heart, a health issue, a grieving the loss of somebody, a lost job, lost finances, even parenting a special needs child or going through an extreme parenting situation, even in those seasons, you will look and see that there were times that were harder than they are now. Or maybe you're walking through something now, but that's different, but you remember what it was like when you didn't have the knowledge that you have now. Okay? God will continue to keep doing work in you. He will continue to keep showing up. We can't turn our back because this season that we're in right now might just seem overwhelming to us. If God got you through anything before, he will continue to get you through that. That's really what I want to leave you in this message, is that God will return to you what was lost. He will give you something greater than what you lost. He will do a new thing. You are not going to stay in that same toxic situation that you're in. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't also come into another one, because there's always an enemy out there that's trying to kill, steal, and destroy and distract us away from who we truly are. He will always do whatever he can to try to take us out. The more you press in to God, the more you press into who you are and your identity in him, the more you can rise above and be able to take authority over that. But I'm going to leave you with a couple scriptures here. The first one is in Romans 8:28. And this is in the Amplified Version. It says, "And now with great confidence that God, who is deeply concerned about us," God is deeply concerned about us. Every little thing that we go through matters to him, down to the minute, tiniest little detail, "causes all things to work together as a plan for good for those who love God, to those who are called according to his plan and purpose." And then there's Isaiah 61:3. "To bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes." A crown of beauty, okay? He gives us beauty for ashes. "The oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair." I was in such despair. And there is a garment of praise that I wear now. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm praising because I have a bad situation I'm going through. It's just that I know who's handling it now. It's not me, because I did a very bad job at handling my own stuff. The garment of praise comes that I am thankful that God has not given up on me. I'm thankful the fact that he is walking me through something. And although I don't see all the pieces of the puzzle, I don't see up the road how this is going to work out, I know the one that created me does. He's the one that has that. And so when it says they will, a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair, they will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display for his splendor. We need to go out and share when we have overcome something. That's by our testimony that somebody else will be able. It's the word of our testimony that also is a powerful weapon against darkness. It's a powerful weapon against the enemy. Every time we speak out about something good that has happened and a tragedy that has happened or a deep, dark season that has happened, and we come out and we are now grateful that God brought us through that, and we share that testimony, not only do other people, what God can do for you, what God did for me, he can do for somebody else. God is no respecter of persons, which means that if he doesn't show favoritism, he loves everybody. And so if he did it for me, he's going to do it for you. But the fact that you share that testimony even gives somebody an opportunity to know what God can and cannot do, and it renders the enemy powerless. So that's really where I want to leave you today. I will continue to keep sharing this message, and maybe this is the one you click on today. Maybe you clicked on yesterday's message. I don't know. But I'm going to keep sharing the fact that God will get you through that. There is a transformation walking through something hard. You will be able to look back and not even recognize who you are, and you'll be proud of the person that you have become because you were stronger, have gone through the challenging situations. You built resilience and perseverance and strength and courage, and you don't have a spirit of fear anymore because God did not give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. We were created in his image. We have the mind of Christ. That's not something that we have to do to attain. We've been given that already because of the sacrifices Jesus did on the cross for us. So anyway, I just want to leave you with that. I just thank you so much for taking the time. I hope this blessed you. I pray that this is something that gets deeply rooted into your spirit, and that you know that there is an end to whatever it is that you're going through. I know this one's going a little bit long today, but I thank you if you're at this point that you've come to the end and that you have heard this message, and let it please just penetrate your spirit and share this with somebody else that could use encouragement that there is going to be an end to the struggle that they're going through. And God is going to get them through that, and they will be able to have a testimony at the end of that. So I thank you. Do all the things, like, subscribe, and share so that we can get this out to more people. And the creator of the universe loves you, and he's obsessed with you. Every little minute detail of your life matters to him. And I love you and look forward to seeing you again next time when I bring another daily dose. Have an awesome day.